So today our plan is to do the incomplete records. Incomplete records. In the level 2 syllabus, there are some major areas, the compulsory questions that we get. One is incomplete records. Then we have non-profit organizations, company accounts, partnerships, accounting for partnerships. So these four main chapters are uh, compulsory. Right? There is one question from each of this. Right? So I will initially target these four chapters, and inshallah will try to finish uh, these four chapters by within 2 weeks. So if we are done with these four, that means in the syllabus we are done almost 50%. Right? So will have many extra classes and try to complete this the major chapters. Okay, right. So we will start now. Take your books. Write the main heading: incomplete records. Incomplete records. Take your books and write the main heading: incomplete records. So today I'm going to do some important questions so we can cover up this chapter. Right? So I need your commitment as well. So give me your support. So inshallah we can get through the exam. Right. So today onwards, now we have 1.5 months. We'll try to do as much as possible. I will have a lot of extra classes, and we will have a separate Google Classroom. Okay, so I will upload whatever the videos I have already done regarding the these some of the chapters. So you can go through that as well. So one by one we will finish. Right, so we will start with incomplete records. Okay, so this is a 2020 question, 2020 January question. Right? The following information was extracted from the books of Avani Traders, a sole proprietorship. Assets and liabilities, 1st of April and 31st March. Opening and closing balances are given. Land and building, motor vehicles, inventory, trade debtors, insurance prepaid, bank balance, trade creditors, accrued electricity. Avani does not keep proper books of accounts, and bank statements from 1st of April to 31st March 2019 are summarized as follows. The receipts are given and the payments are also given. Avani had deposited all the cash receipts into the bank account, and all the payments are made through the checks. Prepare the trial balance as at 31st March 2019 for Pavani traders. Right, so we are going to prepare the trial balance. Okay, right. So first, I want you to draw the ledger accounts. Ledger accounts. Right. Draw the ledger accounts. For these, if you have opening or closing balance, for those balances, for them only you have to create the ledger accounts. Right. So what are the ledger accounts we need? We need land and building. Draw ledger accounts for land and building. Then we have motor vehicles. Yes. We don't record draw a ledger account for inventory, just keep inventory. Then we have trade debtors, insurance, insurance is expense. Insurance, then the bank, and write the bank account at the last. Trade creditors, electricity, electricity expense, the bank. Right. So can you all draw these 7 ledger accounts? Draw these 7 ledger accounts. So that's the first step. First step in a non-profit organized, in a incomplete record question is we draw the ledger accounts. Right. So can we complete the ledger accounts first? How do you complete a ledger account? To that you need to know the format. If you take the land and building, opening balance is given, balance brought forward, 2018, 7,500. And the closing balance is given 7,200. Right? Balance carried down. So first you record the opening balance and the closing balance. Right? So I will do one by one. Land and building, opening balance, closing balance. And you have to check if the cash receipt and payment, any transactions related to land and building. There is nothing related to land and building. Okay. Then the difference in this account is what? What's the difference? Opening balance is 7,500. Closing balance is 7,200, means the difference is 300. So what is this? This is the depreciation. Land, the building depreciation. You record the opening balance and the closing balance and find out the difference, 300. Okay. Then we have the second account, motor vehicles. Opening balance 10,500, closing balance 11,100, and there is a payment, purchase of motor vehicle 1.5 million. Okay, so let's record motor vehicles opening balance is 10,500. Then the closing balance carried down 11,100. 11,100. Opening balance and the closing balance. Also, there is a purchase of new motor vehicle. If we purchase a motor vehicle, double entry will be bank account credit, motor vehicle account debit. Purchased 1,500. 1,500. Now you can calculate the depreciation. Now the depreciation is 900,000.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, yes. Tell me.
Can you please explain me that motor vehicle account?
Okay. Again, I will do it again. Okay. Opening balance is 10,500. That's here. Opening balance. Opening balance is 10,500. Closing balance is 11,100. So we record opening balance and closing balance. Balance brought forward, balance carried down. Then during the year, there is a purchase of a new motor vehicle, 1.5 million, 1,500. This is given in thousands. This is given in rupees. Right? So 1.5 million is 1,500. There is a purchase. So motor vehicle value account will increase by 1,500. Then the difference will be depreciation. Right? We initially had 10,500, purchased 1,500. So total is 12,000. At the end, you have only 11,100. Means difference 900 is the depreciation. So that's how we prepare the ledger account for motor vehicles. Land and building, there is no new purchases. Only in motor vehicle we had a new purchase. Okay. Right. Then what we are going to do is trade debtors. Is it clear? Amna? Amna, is it clear? Did you understood?
Yeah, sir. Now I got.
Trade debtors. Opening balance is 4,200. Closing balance is 4,050. And receipt from trade debtors 3,750,000, 3,750. So this is the debtors account. Opening balance is debit. Closing balance is also debit. Balance brought forward, balance carried down. 4,200 is opening balance. 4,050 is closing balance. 4057. Right? So in the debtors account, in a debtors control account, there are four main transactions. One is opening balance, then closing balance, and the sales cash. Right? So what we need to find is the sales. Cash received from debtors is 3,750. Opening balance is 4,200. Closing balance is 4,050. Cash received is 3,750. That is given here in the cash received. Received from trade debtors. How much is the sales? How do you balance this? The credit side is more. So you take the credit side total 7,800, and from 7,800 you have to deduct 4,200. So you get sales 3,600. Sales 3,600.
Sir, could you explain once again?
Yeah, I will do that. So in the trade debtors account, first we record the opening balance. Opening balance is 4,200. Then the closing balance is 4050. So that comes under balance brought forward and balance carried down, 4050. And the cash received from the trade debtors, that is cash account debit, trade debtors account credit, 3750. Okay. Now the difference in this account is the sales. Remember, in the trade debtors account, there are four main transactions: opening balance, closing balance, cash receipt, and sales. So if you have three amounts, if the opening, closing balance and the cash is given, difference is sales. Sometimes you will have opening balance, closing balance and the sales. Then the difference is cash. Sometimes they give you opening balance, sales and the cash. Then the difference is closing balance. Right? So whatever the information that they have given in the question, based on that you have to identify the missing entry. So here the missing entry is sales. That is why we call it incomplete records. So from the information that you have, you are finding the missing entry. In the trade debtors account, the missing entry is sales. Okay, now the credit side is more, 7,800 minus 4,200 is 3,600. That's trade debtors account. And let me do the trade creditors. Similar. The trade creditors, opening balance 2,400, closing balance 2,025, and payment to trade creditors 1,875. 1,875. Okay, so can you all tell me what is the balance? Opening balance is a credit entry. Closing was credit. Trade creditors 2,400 is opening balance. 2,025 is closing balance. And cash purchases. Cash and purchases. Cash is 1,875. Cash is 1,875. Then the difference is purchases. See, it's very simple. You only need to know the format, what comes to the ledger account. Now, in the creditors account, debit side is more, 3,900 minus 2,400 is 1,500. So purchases will be 1,500. Purchases will be 1,500. Right, now let's do insurance and electricity. Insurance. Insurance prepaid 750, 900. Prepayment is debit because it is an asset. Opening balance, closing balance. Insurance expense. Opening balance is 750 debit because it is an asset. Insurance prepaid is asset. Closing balance 900. It is also an asset. balance brought forward is debit. Always asset liability, we decide on balance brought forward. Opening balance 750, closing balance 900. Then the cash transaction. Insurance paid 375 is paid from the bank. So bank account credit and the insurance expense account will be debit 375. 375 will be debit. Then the difference will be transferred to the income statement. How much is the difference? 1125 minus 900. So difference is 225. When you do few questions, you will understand it's very simple. It's a simple thing. Right. Electricity expense. Accrued electricity. Insurance was a prepayment. Electricity is accrual. Electricity paid is 420. Accrual is a credit balance. Liability. Right? Difference is income statement. Okay, can you calculate the electricity expense for the year? Electricity expense for the year. Opening balance is a liability 330. Closing balance is 255. 255. And the paid amount, electricity 420, which is credit at the bank and debit the expense account. Then the difference will be 675 minus 330. 345. 345. Then finally we have the bank account. We need to find out the closing bank balance. So opening balance, bank balance, opening is 1950. So that we can record balance brought forward 1950. That's the opening balance. There's a question, so how come bank 420? Bank 420 is this electricity paid. Electricity paid is 420. We also say 375 came from this. When you pay expenses, bank account credit, the expense account is debit. So that is why expenses account 375 and 420 we debited saying bank. Okay. now we are going to calculate the bank balance. How do you calculate the bank balance? Opening balance is 1950. All the receipts will be debit. You don't need to show separately. You can get the total. And all the payments will be credit. Then the difference will be the balance carried out.
So if we show in total, they will give the full marks. Will
Yeah,
they?
yeah. That's fine. All the receipts here, all the payments here. Total received 5, 250, 756, 900, 9,000. Total received 9,000. And total payment 5, 1, 0, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9,515. Total received 9,000. Total paid 9,050. So the closing balance will be 10,950 minus 9,015. So closing balance is 1,935. So doing this is the major thing in the incomplete returns. So first step, ledger accounts. And the next step is you also need to have the opening capital balance, because in the trial balance they ask us to prepare the trial balance. So in the trial balance you need to have the capital as at 1st April 2018. So what is mean by capital? Capital equals asset minus liabilities. So 1st of April, you need to take all the assets and liabilities. Asset minus liability will give you the capital. Okay, so you take all the assets. We have land and building, then motor vehicles, trade debtors, then prepaid insurance, and the bank balance. There's inventory as well. Inventory. 7,500, 10,500, 4,200, 750. Inventory is 3,750. Bank balance is 1,950. So those are the assets as at 1st of April 2018. In the liabilities, you have accrued electricity, trade creditors, 330 accrued electricity, 2,400 trade creditors. And the total assets will be 28,650. Total liability is 2,730. Therefore, the net or the capital balance is 25,920. 25,920. IS means income statement. So in short term, I write IS. Income. Okay. Now we need to record them in the trial balance. So draw a trial balance. So what comes under trial balance? The closing balances and the differences in these ledger accounts. So in trial balance, we will have the closing balances, right? Closing balances and also the capital. Right. So first, let's record the closing balances from these ledger accounts: land and building, motor vehicles, debtors, prepaid insurance. We have inventory, bank balance, accrued electricity, and trade creditors. So let's record the closing balances. Land and building 7,200. Motor vehicle 11,100. Trade debtors 4,050. Prepaid insurance 900. Inventory is 3,600. Inventory we have to take from here, 3,600. Bank balance 1,935 we have calculated. And there are two liabilities. Accrued electricity 255. Creditors 2,025. And we have capital. which is 25,920. Right. So that's simple. Closing balances, anyway, it's given here. It's given here. Now we calculate the differences from the ledger accounts. Closing inventory we have to take not for closing, opening inventory. Inventory,
It should be 3,750, right?
yes. First of April 2008. 3,007. Inventory we have to take opening because we are not going to calculate the cost of sales. Therefore, we take the opening inventory in the trial balance. In trial balance, we have opening inventory. Capital also first of April 2018. Okay. Now, there are some other amounts which is in the bank statement. There is a cash sales. Cash sales 5,250. There is cash sales 5,250. Cash purchases 2,250. Wages 2,100. Other expenses 495. So we have to take these amounts into the trial balance. These four amounts. So when it comes to sales, cash sales is 5,250 and we have calculated the credit sales from the trade debtors account 3,600. So total sales will be addition of these two. 5,250 plus 3,600. And purchases also same. This is cash purchases. And from the trade creditors account, we have calculated credit purchases. Right, so let's record the purchases and sales. Sales, within bracket I will write 5,250 cash purchase, cash sales, 3,600 credit sales. Addition is 5,250 plus 3,600, 8,850. Okay, next, the purchases. So we have two purchases. Cash purchases is 2,250, which we are taking from the cash, the bank statement, 2,250. And from the trade creditors, we have calculated the credit purchases. So 2,250 plus 1,500 is debit. Purchases debit, sales credit. Cash 25,920. Same format for sales to find out and to obtain finance. Yeah, purchases. Cash purchases is given in the bank statement. Sales also, cash sales given in the bank statement. So you don't need to find out cash. Only you need to find out the credit purchases and sales. Cash 25. It's yeah, capital 25,920, which is here. We have calculated by taking opening and closing, opening assets and liabilities.
Shihan,
Assalamu alaikum, Nazri.
Aslam, how is the class?
Yeah, going good, Alhamdulillah. Now we have.
Right. Is it possible for us to cover the syllabus in 2 months' time? Because some parents, they were really concerned about online classes. In the meantime, some they don't want to have online class also. But since we have only 2 months' time, we will proceed with online classes until we start physical.
Yeah, I prefer because we can complete already. Now I have a plan
Okay.
to complete the syllabus. Now the exam dates have been given, so it will be 20th and 21st.
Right. Okay. So we have 2
20th
months'
and
time then.
21st.
2
Yeah, we
months'
have
time.
almost. Yeah. So in this, when it comes to the syllabus,
Okay.
what my plan is, I will be covering most of the main areas in the online class, and also I have done some videos,
Uh-huh.
you
So
know,
you
past
can
papers and
share
all.
this.
Yes. So what we are going to do is we will have a Google Classroom. So in the Google Classroom, I will upload all the videos that I am going to do, plus the videos which I have already done. So the students have the, you know, they can cover up the syllabus through the classroom.
Right.
So everything is there. That's the reason we can easily complete the syllabus.
Students, have you got anything to ask? You can unmute and speak because I got many messages from parents. Well, I'll give. I'm not going to take too much time. Please tell me, students, any concern. Otherwise, you can talk to me when you're free after class. Shihan, we will, and some parents are asking how much are we going to charge for this session. We will charge anyway during September also. Only 2 students had paid the entire, AAT level 1 fees. The rest of the fees the institute had to bear. So no problem. We'll keep that aside. These 2 months, shall we charge 3,000 monthly for the session to cover these
Yes.
2 contents?
Yeah, that's fine.
Right. Okay. So
So we
we'll
will cover
inform
up
them.
everything, inshallah.
Yeah,
By
cover up everything. And students, you also please try to contribute from your end. But still, you can speak to me if you have any concern about the
yeah.
classes and the fees also.
Yeah. So we'll
Right.
try to
Okay.
finish. Inshallah,
Right.
we will definitely, don't worry, we will anyway complete both the subjects within 2 months. We can finish it.
Right,
That's
and
totally
please
fine.
also please inform your friends also that we have started these online classes. Within 2 months, those 2 exams you can sit, right? Okay, thank you, Shan. Then you can go
Thanks,
ahead. I
Nazir.
will. Okay, I'll talk to them later. Thank you, Shan.
Okay. Thanks, Nazir.
Welcome.
Right. So if you have any doubts, you can contact Nazir sir or me personally. So we will try to help you. Right. So purchases and sales is done. Then other than these two, we had wages and other expenses. wages, other expenses. There is no ledger account. Therefore, you can write the amount directly in the trial balance. 2.1,495,000. Wages and other expenses. You can write the amount directly to the trial balance. Right. Then other than this, we have calculated the depreciation. This whatever I have highlighted in amber. Depreciation, insurance expense, electricity expense, let's take them. Building depreciation. Building depreciation is 300. Motor vehicles depreciation is 900. Insurance expense, the amount which goes to income statement is 225. Electricity expense, remember prepayment and accrual is different, expense is different. Right, so we took building depreciation, motor vehicles and depreciation, insurance expense, electricity expense. Sorry, this. Right, so once you take all the expenses in assets, liabilities, and the capital, the trial balance is getting balanced at 37,050. So what we did was we took the closing balances here. This part is closing balance. Right? Then this capital we have to calculate by taking opening asset minus liabilities. Then sales and purchases from these ledger accounts. The remaining all the transactions are from the ledger accounts and the cash. These transactions from the ledger accounts. Sales, purchases, wages, other expenses, building depreciation. From these ledger accounts we have to take. Any doubts? Right. Right. Okay. So let's do another question. Now, similar type of question only you will get in the exam. You can do this, right? You can, we expect a similar type of question. Next, I'm going to do 2019, 2018 July date. So they ask for the trial balance. I'll share this question in the WhatsApp group. This is 2018 July, question number 8. Prepare the trial balance of fatty collection. So let me read the question. Fatty collection is a farm shop owned and run by Mr. Pereira, who is not maintaining proper books of accounts. The following information was extracted from the records of fatty collection. Assets and liabilities, 1st of April 2017, 31st March 2018. Land and building at carrying value, motor vehicles, inventory, bank balances, trade receivables, trade payables, accrued electricity. On 1st of October 2017, a motor vehicle was purchased at a cost of 5 million. Motor vehicle. Use of the business. Other than that, there were no additions or disposals of PPE during the year. So there is only one new purchase of a vehicle for 5 million. He withdrew 1 million for his personal use. So that's drawings. Other bank payments made during the year. Payment to trade payables, repair and maintenance, electricity, salaries. All purchases and sales are made on credit. On all sales, Mr. Pereira keeps a gross profit margin of 50% on cost. Profit is 50%. All the transactions are made through the business bank account required to prepare the trial balance. Okay, so what we need is the ledger accounts. Voice is lagging. Mic. I'm going to use the mic, so I won't hear if there is anything. Send in the chat. Right. So can you hear now, Sarah? The voice is clear now.
Yes.
Okay, so draw the format for ledger accounts. Ledger accounts, land and building, land and building, then motor vehicles, land and building, motor vehicles, trade receivables and trade payables, then we also need a bank account and electricity. Electricity expensive. Okay. First, let's complete the ledger accounts. Let's complete the ledger accounts. Starting with land and building. So I will start from the first one. Land and building carrying value 15,000, 13,000. There is no purchases. Opening balance is 15,000, 2017. Closing balance 13,000. There is no purchases, therefore depreciation is the difference. Calculate the depreciation. Then the motor vehicles, opening balance is 7,000, closing balance is 9,000. Motor vehicle 7,000, 9,000, and there is a new motor vehicle purchase. 1st of October, a motor vehicle was purchased at a cost of 5 million. That's when we purchase motor vehicle, comes to the bank account. In the bank account, there is a opening balance of 6,000. Right? In the bank account, there is an opening balance of 6,000. Right? And during the year, they purchased a motor vehicle for 5,000. It will be credited to the bank and debited to the motor vehicle account, 5,000. This double entry. According to the additional information number 2, adjustment number 2. They are saying during the year, they purchased a motor vehicle for 5,000. Double entry will be bank account credit, motor vehicle account debit. Then can now calculate the depreciation. Depreciation. Building depreciation is 2,000. Motor vehicle depreciation is 12,000 minus 9,000, then it's 3,000. Building depreciation is 2,000, motor vehicle depreciation is 3,000. Okay. So can you do the trade receivables and trade payables? Right. So trade receivables, opening balance, and the closing balance. 6,000 opening balance, 7,000 closing balance. Sales and cash. So in this question, sales amount is not given and the cash received also I didn't see anywhere. Both the amounts are not given. Trade payables, it is given. Purchases. Opening balance, trade payables. Here. Trade receivables, we took 6,000, 7,000. Trade payables, 7,000 and 9,000. Opening 7,000, closing 9,000. And the payment to trade payables is given 45,000. So that is trade payables 45,000. Bank account credit, trade payables account debit 45,000. So the difference will be purchases. Minus 7,000. Then let's do the electricity. Accrued electricity 500 and 750. And the electricity payment is 1,500. Transport over 500, 750. And the payment 1,500. Electricity. Bank account credit, electricity expense account debit. So difference is the amount which goes to income statement. 1,000 minus so 1,750 is the electricity expense. 1,750 came the difference. It's the difference now. Opening balance is 500, closing balance is 750, paid 1,500. So the difference is 1,750. Difference in the electricity expense. Right. Now the remaining balances, remaining payments are given in the question. Other than these payments, the owner withdraw 1 million for his personal use. So that will be credited to the bank. Drawings 1 million. Drawings 1 million. In the other bank payments, there is repair and maintenance. Repair and maintenance 500. Salaries 5,000. And in the debit side, we need to know the debtors amount received from debtors. That is not given. So that amount is not given. Closing balance also not given. So you can't complete these two accounts. Right. So let's calculate now the opening capital. Opening capital balance. Opening capital balance, we have to take these balances. Land and building, motor vehicles, trade receivables. For that we have inventory. Bank balance, trade receivables, and liabilities, trade payables and accrued electricity. $15,000, $7,000, $5,000, $6,000, $6,000. $31,500 is the capital as at 1st of April 2018. Opening capital balance. Now let's prepare the trial balance. Trial balance. So what comes under trial balance? We will take the capital first. Capital. $31,000. Then the remaining, the closing balances, land and building, motor vehicles, then the inventory, first 30,080. $1,000. Trade receivables, 7,000. Trade payables, 9,000. Accrued electricity, 750. Bank balance, we don't know yet. So these are the balances given in the question. Then we have to take from the ledger accounts. Building depreciation, 2,000. Motor vehicle depreciation, 2,000. Sales and purchases. Purchases is available 47,000. Sales is not given. There is no cash purchases or cash sales. Therefore, we take the credit purchases as the purchases. In the electricity expense, 1,070. Installment. You don't know the bank balance and the sales. Then the remaining expenses, the drawings, repair and maintenance, and the salaries. These three expenses. Drawings, repair and maintenance, salaries. So how do you calculate this? So to calculate the sales only, they have given this information. Number 6. All sales, Mr. Pereira keeps a gross profit of 50% on cost. Gross profit of 50% on cost. If the cost is 100, profit is 50. That is gross profit 50% on cost. So we can calculate the cost of sales. How do you calculate the cost of sales? So what I will do is, I'm going to do a working trading account. Trading account. How do you calculate trading account? Sales minus cost of sales. Opening stock. Then we add purchases and minus closing stock is gross profit. Right, so this is a trading account. I'm preparing a trading account to find out the sales. Right, so opening stock is 5,000. Closing stock is 7,000. It's given in the question. And purchases, we have calculated 47,000. Therefore, the cost of sales is 45,000. So by doing this calculation, we can get the cost of sales. Can you all find out how much is the cost of sales? So, right. So 50% on cost. So it's very simple. It's half of the cost of sales. 22,500. So it's 50% of this. $25,500. 22,500. So if the gross profit is 22,500, the net profit, the sales will be 67,500. Okay. Gross profit is 50% of the cost of sales. Therefore, sales value is 67,500. So you take the sales value to the trade receivable account, 67,500. Then you will get the bank received amount received from the trade receivables. So it's 66,500. Let me explain again. Now you can find out the cost of sales. Cost of sales is 45,000. Cost of sales is 45,000. Right? So if the cost of sales is 45,000, the gross profit is 50% of the cost of sales. This is 50%. So you find out the gross profit 22,500. Therefore, the sales value is addition of these two, 45 plus 22,500, 67,500. So take the sales value to the trade receivable and find out the amount received from the trade receivable. So take that into the bank account, 66,500. Then calculate the closing balance of the bank balance. So closing balance will be total debit is 72,500 minus 14,500 is the bank balance. Sales 66,500. So sales is 67,500. Now it's balancing for 108,750. 108,750. So here the key is the trading account. In this question, the key is trading account. Everything else is simple. Okay. So main the trading account 50% calculation done made. Okay. Is it clear? விளங்குச்சா எல்லாருக்கும்? Any doubts? Is it clear, guys? Please respond.
Yes, sir, all clear.
Sir, a bit mess up.
Which one? Which one? Which one? Okay, you write down the answer and I'll share the video. You can watch that video again to understand. If you have any specific doubts, let me know. I will clear it.
Okay, sir.
Sir,
Oh,
how did you get 66,500 bank?
6,500 bank. Yes, I got it. This is sales we calculate from trading account. Right, so in the trade receivable account, opening balance is 6,000, closing balance is 7,000. Sales we have calculated from the trading account. So if you record the trade sales, the difference is the amount received from the debtors. So that's the difference. 73,500 minus 7,000. So that is 66,500. So you write it here. Then you calculate the closing bank balance. Okay. Is
Yes,
it
sir.
clear?
Clear, sir. Clear.
Now let's move on to another question. Mainly what you need to understand is the format, the ledger accounts, calculating the capital balance. Right? Mainly the format. Okay, we'll do another question. 2019 July. Right, so here, wait, 2019. So we did 2020 January, 2018 July. Let's do 2020 July. Right, let's do 2018 January. I'll share the question. We try to do as much as possible, okay? Commitment, right? So I don't look into the timing and all. You also don't look. We try to do as much as possible. So this is 2018 Jan date. Question number 8. Question number 8. Right, so this is the question. The following information was extracted from GAMI collection, a sole proprietorship for the year ended 31st March 2017. Assets and liabilities 2016, 1st of April 2016, 31st March 2017. Office equipment, inventory, cash in hand, cash at bank, trade payables, accrued electricity. All the sales are made on cash basis, keeping a gross profit of 50% on cost. Again, this is similar to the previous question. During the year ended 31st March 2017, an amount of 456,000 has been deposited in the bank account out of cash sales. The following payments were made by checks during the year. So these are check payments. In addition to the above, the following payments were made by cash. All the purchases were made on credit basis. Required trial balance. Draw the trial balance and ledger accounts for these assets and liabilities. Ledger accounts. I'm taking some formats. Ledger accounts, we need office equipment, cash in hand and cash at bank. Go later. All the sales are on cash, therefore no trade debtors. Trade payables. Electricity. And I will go cash and bank account. Cash account and bank account. Right. Ledger accounts. In rupees. So draw 5 ledger accounts. And also we need the trial balance, the format of trial balance. So I'll take the copy. March 2017. any collections. Right. So shall we complete the ledger accounts? So let's start with ledger accounts. Office equipment 550, 495. Transport for 550. Let's carry down 495. And the difference is depreciation. $55,000 is the depreciation. Then let's do the trade payables. 160, 280. Opening balance is 160,000. Closing balance is 282. 282. Right. Then the following payments are made by check. Trade payables 190,000 paid by a check. Check means bank. So I will write the opening bank balance 300,000. Cash opening balance is 230,000. These two balances I'll take from the question. Cash in hand 230, cash at bank 300. So trade payables trade payables 190,000 paid by a check bank 190,000. It's a check payment. Then the difference is purchases. difference is purchases. $472,000 minus 160 is 312,000 is purchases. Then let's do the electricity. Accrued electricity, opening 0, closing 3,000. So opening there is no balance. But there is a closing balance of 3,000. Balance carried down 3,000. And also there is a payment, electricity paid 13,000. Electricity 13,000. Back. Therefore, the income statement expense for the year 13,000 paid, 3,000 payable. So total amount of electricity for the year is 16,000. That's the electricity expense for the year. 13 paid, 3 payable. Total 16. Right? Okay, then the remaining transactions. Let's take the remaining transactions. All the sales are made on cash basis, right? During the year, 456,000 has been deposited in the bank account out of cash sales. So there is a cash sales, which is not known. Amount we don't know, right? So we need to find out this. Deposited means cash account credit 456,000 and bank account debit 456,000. When you deposit money in the bank, cash will reduce, bank balance will increase. So this is the double entry. Okay, so we record that double entry. And the other payments done through the checks, there is the other expense, 55,000. Other expense 55,000. And from the cash, they have paid, in addition to the above, the following payments made by cash. So these are cash payments. Cash account credit. There is one trade payables also. Trade payables, wages, roads. 168, 90,000, 10,000. Okay, so there is a small thing we need to do for the trade payables account. We have taken only the check payment. We have to take the cash payment of 168,000. Then this will change. Purchases will be 480 because there is cash payment. It's 168. We have to take to the trade payables account. I didn't take it earlier. Right, so please make that change. Right. So we took trade payables, wages, and drawings. That's it. then the difference is closing balance. So in the bank account, you have everything. You can find out the closing balance. But cash account, you can't complete without calculating the sales. Right. Now, how do we calculate the sales? We have to use the same method that we used in the previous question, gross profit calculation. So I'm going to use the gross profit calculation. Right. We need to find out the sales. Opening stock is 192,000. Purchases 480,000. Closing stock is 180,000. Therefore, cost of sales is 492,000. All the sales are made on cash basis, keeping a gross profit margin of 50% on cost. So 50% on cost means from this it's 50%. 246,000. Then the sales value is 738. Same method. So everything is cash sales. Therefore, we have to take 738 to the cash account debit. Six 968 minus addition of this 244,000 is the closing balance. Sales 738. So this is how you find out the sales value. Calculate the cost of sales. Out of cost of sales, 50% is gross profit. Then you can get the sales. Now let's prepare the trial balance. So trial balance, we need to find out the capital. First one, April 2016. Office equipment 495. Inventory 192. How do we get the capital? Asset minus liabilities. These are the assets and these two liabilities. So I didn't prepare a statement of affairs. You can directly calculate. Total asset is 550 plus 192 plus 230 plus 300. 1, 2, 7. Liability is only 160. One, 2. Cash in hand, cash at bank, trade payables, accrued electricity. Cash in hand 244, cash at bank 498, trade payables 282, accrued electricity 3000. These are the balances. Now from the ledger accounts, we calculate the difference of this equipment depreciation. 5,000. Purchases 408,000. Sales 738,000. Electricity expense 16,000. Into this sales and the remaining expenses which doesn't have ledger account. Wages 90,000. Drawings 10,000. Other expenses 55,000. $2,135,000. Right. So is it clear? Can you all manage something like this? Incomplete reports. So I'm going to send 2 more questions. If you all can, now itself you do it and finish.
No, sir, understood.
I'll share 2 more questions. So if possible, before you sleep, now itself you do it and finish it. This is 2017 July paper. I'm sending in the WhatsApp group. 2017 July. And 2017 January. January is a different one. I need one more day for the completion of this because now we need only the trial balance. Right. In the next step, I will be explaining how to prepare the income statement and statement of financial position. That I will do in the next class. So, this one. So I am sending another question. This is 2016 July. Okay, so I have sent two more questions. Two 2017 Jan, sorry, 2017 July. This question. The following information was extracted from the books of Amali Traders. Sole proprietorship, assets and liabilities, opening and closing balances, land and building, motor vehicles, inventory, have some information. In the bank statement, the deposits and the payments made by checks. Amali had deposited all the cash receipts into a bank account with the exception of taking 25,000 per month as drawings out of the cash sales. So there is a drawings of 25,000 per month. Since we are preparing annual accounts, you have to multiply this by 12, 300,000. Amali obtained bank loan 1 million on 1st of July 2016. Interest is 15% per annum. Right? So prepare the trial balance. So we need ledger accounts for these accounts. And opening capital also you need to calculate. Right. So can you do this? And 2016 July paper. So in this also there is a opening and closing assets and liabilities. Purchases, sales and other expenses are given. Additional information. Bank charges. All the sales and purchases are on credit basis. So you need a trade receivables and trade payables account. Then additional capital 500,000. Drawings 300,000. not purchase any property, plant and equipment as a policy. All the assets are higher than 10 cases. Okay, so there's no assets, no PP to gather trial balance. Okay, so before you sleep, now itself do this and finish it. Okay, so then next class it will be easy for me to do the income statement and SOFP. Right. So we have done 3 questions and 2 more questions. You have homework to do. Any doubts? Is it clear? Did you all understand?
Yes, sir.
Clear, sir. Clear. Yes, sir. All clear. Understood.
Okay. So we'll conclude for today. If possible, I will let you know if we can have a class tomorrow. Okay, in the evening. Right. So okay. So do those 2 questions and send me the answers in the WhatsApp. I will check and uh, tell if there is anything, any errors or anything need to be corrected. Okay. So good night and take care. Uh, Send me the answers.
Thank you, sir.
Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum.